All right, good Thursday morning, everybody. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Zack Webster giving you another update on some of the flooding situation that we have going on around the western slope due to the melting of the snowpack that we're seeing in some of the higher elevations of the western slope. We'll start out with some of the still active flood alerts that we have in place around the western slope. We'll start out with a wide view of all the flood alerts. You can see the flood warnings, flood advisories, and some flood watches still in effect across a pretty good portion of the western slope. First couple of places that we'll start is the flood warning that is in effect for portions of the Dolores River. That is until further notice. That also includes Highway 141 and the city of Gateway. We've already had some flooding going on along the Dolores River. Then farther off to the south, a second portion of the Dolores River. Then down into the San Miguel River, a flood advisory in effect. And once again, that is until further notice. And we've also seen some minor flooding in some of those areas as well, outlined in the flood advisory. We'll take you back toward the northwest corner of the state, a flood watch in effect for the Yampa River Basin. This includes places like Rangeley, Meeker, over toward Craig, Hayden, Steamboat Springs, all under that flood watch. That goes until 6 o'clock Saturday evening. Then within that flood watch, we also have a flood warning in effect. This is for the Elkhead Creek. This is for Elkhead Creek until 6 p.m. Friday evening. This does include a portion of Highway 40 in between Craig and Hayden. Then farther back off toward the west, this is a flood advisory in effect for portions of Moffat County. This does include Dinosaur National Monument. We're starting to see a little bit of flooding there. That is for the Yampa River, and that flood advisory goes until 9 a.m. Monday. Now to take a look at some of the flood gauges at some of the rivers along the western slope. We'll start out here at the Dolores River near Cisco. This is over in Utah. It is expected to crest Saturday afternoon at around 16.14 feet. That would put it in major flood stage and well above the record as well. Then we'll start to see those water levels gradually fall into early next week, but we're still going to be very much in flood stage for a pretty good portion of next week as well, even as those waters start to come down. The next place we will look at is the Gunnison River, just south of us here near Grand Junction. It is approaching action stage, so we may see a little bit of minor flooding around the riverbanks of the Gunnison River right here just to the south of Grand Junction, and we'll continue to see that crest. It'll crest at around 10.58 feet sometime, looks like Friday afternoon, and then water levels will gradually start to fall from there. Next place we'll look, this place is under this would be the flood warning. This is for Elkhead Creek over near Hayden. It is expected to crest also early Friday afternoon, or early Friday morning rather, at 7.96 feet. That would put it just short of a minor flood stage, and as usual we'll start to see those water levels begin to taper off from there. There's the Elk River near Milner. This is just a little bit to the east of Elkhead Creek. It crested last night at around 7.77 feet, minor flood stage at 7.5 feet, so we're just barely making it into minor flood stage here at Elk River near Milner. Another one, the Yampa River. This is for the flood advisory for the Yampa River. This is near Deer Lodge Park, expected to crest at 13.27 feet, which would put it just shy of flood stage. That will happen, looks like that will happen late Friday morning and into early Friday afternoon. So a lot of these, we'll start to see these water levels start to go down either on Friday and on Saturday. And one more flood thing that we'll show you here. This is one that we've kind of had an eye on throughout much of the week. Fortunately, it has not made it into minor stage. It looks like it is crested as well. This is the Mancos River near Mancos down around Cortez. It crested yesterday evening at around 5.77 feet. So another one that avoided minor flood stage, but there could be some flooding along some of the river banks and the creek banks and some of those lower lying agricultural areas along all of these rivers. And yeah, definitely don't want to be anywhere around these rivers, especially those that are in flood stage. But fortunately, we should start to see a lot of these rivers begin to crest, and these water levels should start to fall as we make our way over the next couple of days, especially by early this weekend, we'll start to see some of those water levels begin to come down. But with some of those in major flood stage, including the Dolores River near Cisco, Utah, even though water levels will start falling, we're still going to be dealing with some flooding issues at least into the middle and end of next week as those waters continue to come down. And then you factor in some rain chances that we have in the forecast. Already had a little bit of rain today, and there could be some more rain on the way through this weekend. Probably not going to be heavy enough to really impact it all that much, but if you do get some of that heavier rain, that could definitely help to exacerbate some of those issues. I'll have more updates on upcoming rain chances for this weekend coming up at around midday. Thanks so much for watching.